Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekal Kadash, giving double honor to the prophet that is a great millstone, peace and blessings, to brothers pushing this truth up, to brothers pushing this truth and sincerity, alright, and Kwam Yasharallah. Alright, you see right here on the screen, I got the word forgiveness right here, and I was just thinking about it, you know, something that was high on my mind. You got plenty of examples of forgiveness. Alright, the ultimate one is how much the Lord forgive us. Alright? That's the hot thing that's on my mind. The Lord be forgiving us. Yeah, he be hot at us for a second, he be angry, but yet he still forgive us. So we not know better to not forgive the next believer. We not know better. Who are we to not to forgive a brother, a sister, a believer, a daughter, a son, a father, a mother, especially a believer, though, is what I'm getting at. You know? This is Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Then Peter came up and said to him, Lord, how often will my brother sin against me? How many times is man going to trespass against me? How many times is man going to do off shit to me? Right? That's what he's saying. He said, and I forgive him. So how many times I got to forgive him, and he keep fucking me over? That's what Peter's saying. How many times I got to forgive him? But he wasn't speaking. I don't believe he's talking about somebody individually. He was speaking more so like, at what point can I say fuck it? And this was Yahweh response. As many as 7 times. That's what Paul about Slakia Peter said. And then it said Yahweh said to him, I do not say to you 7 times, but 77 times. I believe it's 77 times 7 is what should be there, but and it's really that don't mean you count 77 times 7. This number is whatever 1447, whatever it is. No, it's basically he basically saying is there's no specific number. You just forgive. All right, you just forgive them. If that's your brother, if y'all serving Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, you forgive them. And I'll say this: forgiveness ain't always overnight. Forgiveness ain't always after the conversation. Sometimes you yourself have to really dig deep to forgive somebody, but yet you have to forgive them. All right, you have to. Again, like I said earlier, Yahweh forgives us all the time, and we trespass against the Lord 24/7. So who we're not any better to not forgive someone, especially a brother, a believer, especially along those lines. And this ain't talking about forgiving no Edomites either. It's talking about the scriptures are. I'm gonna say this: the scriptures are for Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, and the Israelites scattered abroad. So this message is for Israelites, so-called black men, Latinos, and Native Americans and Seminole Indians. That's who it's for. So no, you don't have to forgive an Edomite. This message is not for Edomite. All right. I was just throwing it out there so ain't no confusion. But it say Colossians 3:13, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Yahweh Shai forgave you, so also do ye. So if we gotta forbear one another, forgive one another. All right, and that these scriptures alone should tell you a brother is probably gonna do something to you to where it piss you off. He trespassed against you, because if you gotta forgive somebody, they did something to you that you ain't like, or that was against the law. Mainly against the law. It ain't really about how you feel about certain things. It ain't, you know what I mean? But and yet we have to find an amount of forgiveness to give out. Why? Because as Yahweh Shai, bro, it just say even as Yahweh Shai forgave us, forgave you. You know, Yahweh Shai died for us. You know, Yahweh Shai he dedicated his life to the work. You know, most of his lives in the scriptures alone are like super, super, super important. All right, so That same amount of, oh, matter of fact, the scriptures talk about whatever you do unto them, you do unto me. All right, so you can't forgive a brother. That means you hold grudges against Yahweh Shah. That's basically how it's looked at spiritually. Because if Yahweh Shah wore your shoes without asking, you wouldn't be tripping. And I'm just using that as an example. But if a brother used your shoes without asking, man, granted, I ain't saying you can't rebuke Jake or you can't reprove Jake for doing some shit like that. But you gotta forgive him. If you can't find it in your heart to forgive somebody, you might miss out on salvation. That's a part of the scriptures. All right. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 14 through 15. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. So hey, you gotta forgive you have to forgive to receive forgiveness. That's just what it is. People gonna do shit to you in this life that you not gonna like, and everybody already know that. But do that mean you walk around like the fucking Scrooge, holding grudges? Oh, this brother, that brother, this brother, that brother. Man, these brothers is on the fucking line with you. These brothers is calling on the name of the Lord with you. What is the fucking rest of the world doing? Y'all niggas don't walk past Edomites and, these niggas. But because you know somebody personally, you want to hold a personal grudge forever? That's weak as hell. Of course, if me and you live in the same house, we more likely to bump heads than me and my neighbor. I don't live in the same house with my fucking neighbor. So the same thing amongst the brotherhood. Of course, we're more likely to bump heads because we're around each other more. Eventually, a brother is gonna do something to you that you don't like. He might say something, do something, and it might irk you. It might push you the wrong way. You still have to find it in your heart to forgive him. Why? Because that's the only way you're gonna be forgiven. And it's just the fucking right thing to do. If you are not perfect, so that man is not perfect. If you want to hold him to a standard of perfection, the Lord gonna hold you to a standard of perfection. Nigga, if you ain't perfect, then you won't receive salvation. So that's what you want everybody else to be, perfect to you. Verse 15 it say, but if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. And I already went into it basically. You don't want to forgive somebody, well then you won't get forgiveness. You want to hold grudges, the Lord gonna hold a grudge against your ass. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. And be ye kind one to another. Being kind, forgiving somebody. Why? Because you want to be forgiven. It say tender-hearted. Let's grab that word. Let's see if I ain't on the Wi-Fi. Service kind of bad. Let's see if I can get it. Tender-hearted, it means, kind. Having kind, gentle, or sentimental nature. Actually hearing somebody out. You never know. Brother could have said some shit to you in his drink, and he don't remember he said it. And you confront him about it. Or let's say you never confront him about it. You just holding a grudge. But you ain't forgave him. You ain't used the scriptures. One, you supposed to go talk to him one-on-one. Secondly, no matter what the route is, how I go about it, you still might not like the situation. Yet, you still got to find it in your heart to forgive him, though. Because if you don't, the Lord will not forgive you. Thus said the scriptures. If you can't find it in your heart to forgive somebody, the Lord won't forgive you. Now, who the fuck want to go to camp every week, do all these videos, do all this studying the Hebrew, studying the history, taking all this free time, using our leisure time, sacrificing our life, and that's the one reason why you don't make it, because a brother hurt your feelings, or he trespassed against you, and you couldn't find it in your heart to forgive him. You did everything, but you couldn't forgive him. Now you ain't on the chariots. Come on, man. Just forgive him. If it's that damn deep, just forgive him. Luke 6:37. Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. Alright? Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. So you ain't the, first and foremost, the Lord is the ultimate judge. And of course, I'll say this, that scripture is particularly talking about being overly judgmental. We judge matters all the time. We have counsels, things like that. But who are you to be like, you got it made up in your mind, you ain't got to forgive him? Man, he's a fucking 2/3. He got to be a nigga. Now you talking as if you are the ultimate judge. You talking as if you make the rules up. And that ain't how it's going. It says, Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. Let's grab the word condemn. All right. Let's make it plain upon tables. Condemn, consure, sentence. You know what a sentence is? When you go in front of a judge and they sentence your ass, they give you 50, 45, life, 30 days community service. They give you your ultimate judgment. And of course, I would say this: the balance of the scriptures is you have times in the scriptures where it's a book called Judges in the Scriptures. Don't be simple, Jake. But certain situations, they just above you. Some things is it might be between you and the Lord. It might be between that brother and the Lord. We're not the ultimate judge. First and foremost, the Spirit come down on us to judge. But you can't condemn a brother because you in your feelings about something. You're not in your right mind. He did this, he did that. And all of a sudden, he's a nigga and this and that. It's not up to you to say who's 230, who's an elect member. It's up to you to find forgiveness in your heart. That's your battle. Find forgiveness in your heart. And that's everybody's thing. It's easy to say fuck a relationship, whoever you with, and just say fuck it. It's a lot harder to actually work through something with somebody. But yet the scriptures talk about it though, the peaceable fruit in Hebrews 12 and 6. But I don't want to go too far off track. I'm gonna end it with this. Mark 11 and 25. And when ye stand praying, forgive if ye have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. So yeah, the same way you praying for forgiveness, you gotta forgive. And if you do that, the Lord gonna forgive you. Alright? So let them grudges go, man. Jake, quit being simple, man. Get out your feelings, get out your emotions. Get right with your brother, man. Get right with him. Alright? Don't sit around waiting for the win. Don't wait for a perfect day. Man, that shit can happen 30 minutes ago. Call them. Talk to them. You know? And yeah, you got to counsel the scripture where brothers went their separate ways, but guess what? They were still brothers. And that's like one incident. I can't really think of another one where it's like that. Majority of the time, brothers had to get rebuked, reproved. They had to come together. They had to argue, but yet they worked it out. That's the majority of the times. That's what happened majority of the times. All right, but hey, I hope that was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Giving double honor to the Apostle Edwards Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to every pushing the truth, sincerity, and Kwam Yasharala.